Hi everybody, my name is Brenna Harmon and today I'm going to talk to you guys about survey technology for my major presentation. What is a survey? Asking questions to provide feedback to teachers or information about students and their learning. Purpose of surveys. There are several purposes for surveys in a classroom, but today I'm only going to talk about a few. As teachers, we should always be growing, changing, and adapting to what our students need. What can be hard is knowing what they want and need out of your class. What works for one student or class may not work for everyone. Giving a survey allows students to share their thoughts honestly, how they are doing in class, to voice any concerns, and allow them to take ownership of their learning. Purpose of surveys. So there are several examples that you can use for survey topics, but here are just a few really common ones that I found during my research. What is working and not working in your classroom? What material in class are students struggling with? What activities are helpful or not? If your style of teaching is helpful to that student, what can I, as a teacher, do better? And general information about how the students are learning. Teachers use data collected from the surveys to change instruction and to meet students' needs. The use of data, you need to use the data that you get from your survey to improve your classroom, because if you don't do anything with that data, it's just wasting your time and the students, and you're not benefiting your students. When students provide feedback, they feel like they have a voice. I'm going to show you guys a short video that describes student surveys and gives you a real-life example.
We're going to be taking a short survey again today to see how we're all doing.
At Garza, students can voice concerns that they may have about their learning. Student surveys have a dramatic impact on their ownership of learning and on teachers' practice. It's so important for students to have a voice, particularly in challenging subjects where it's difficult to take a risk and say, I don't really know one thing that you just said in physics.
By them asking for our feedback kind of makes you feel like you have a voice, it kind of makes you feel a little bit important.
I was looking at my students' performance in my physics class and found that they just weren't performing up to my expectations. So I developed a simple survey that asked the students a few questions on, why do you turn in your homework late, or why do you always turn it in on time?
Do we like the way he teaches? Do we like the way he demonstrates examples? Are we satisfied with our performance in that class? That was basically the purpose of the survey, so he can know what to improve.
Put your name on it if you want to. If you don't want to, you don't have to. And remember, be honest, all right? If you're not honest, we can't make changes and we don't know how to make adjustments.
He got the information back, and those student surveys changed and informed his instruction.
Some of the students, they were very
Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Advantages of using technology for your surveys. The benefits of using technology are very easy to see. A written survey still does have its benefits for the classroom, but an online survey will provide immediate feedback. You are not having to compile the data yourself. The online source will be able to immediately give you back charts, total numbers, and percentages of students who chose a particular answer. This allows you to look at lots of answers at once and draw conclusions from that data. And like I said, you're able to compile however many questions you want and what you're focusing on that survey. There are several survey websites that you can use that are very user-friendly. Some of the most common ones, and these can all be used in a classroom setting, but some of the most common survey websites are SurveyMonkey, actually Twitter, and using a hashtag for your classroom and creating a hashtag that only your students can use. So Creative, Go Formative, and the two I'm going to talk to you guys about today are Kahoot and Google Forms. Okay, this here is the Kahoot website for surveys. And I'm going to show you guys an example. My husband's actually a math teacher, and so I was able to kind of get on here and mess around with surveys and see really how easy it is to create a survey in your classroom. So like I said, you can create as many questions as you would like here. And you also have a time limit you can use. And here he's uploaded pictures on this side. And this particular survey had 10 questions. And here's where you can edit your questions. So you have your question here, your time limit, and then your answer options for which they can choose on their survey. And as I said earlier, the really awesome thing about survey technology is that you get the feedback and the answers so quickly after the surveys are finished. And so here, these are the results. So you can tell that there were 10 players, so 10 students answered the survey. And below is the feedback and the results by question. So here's the overview. You have your question summaries here, so all the kids that answered the questions and their feedbacks. And now the breakdown by question is what I think is really neat because you can see just so much feedback per question and so quick. So here's the first question, and again the time limit, and then here are your answer options, and then again broken out by answers. Or by students. And again, every question has its own tab. So that's really cool and very user-friendly. I'll show you guys another website, Google Forms. And I think this one is really neat. And again, this particular survey was about a tutoring program. And you have all of your questions here. And again, you can make all the questions and all the answer options that you choose. And then the responses here. So again, survey technology provides immediate feedback after the individual has completed the survey. So here you can see, for example, would you be interested in a tutoring program for math that provided extra help or extensions if transportation was provided? And so here you have a pie chart, yes or no. So 58.7% said yes, and 41.3% said no. And again, this is really cool because it very visual here. You can see the breakdown by colors and questions. And again, this is Google Forms for surveys. Uses of survey technology. You can do formative assessment, seeing how students are doing on a particular objective, and you can do this by bell ringers, so before the class starts, or an exit ticket as they walk out the door. Classroom games or activities, and Kahoot, the website that I showed you guys, that's really good for games or activities in the classroom. And test and quizzes. Go Formative is a good website for this. It records students' individual answers. And Google Forms, the second website that I went over with you guys, is good for testing quizzes in the classroom. Devices to take the surveys. So obviously this is for survey technology. So the surveys in class can be answered on smartphones, Chromebooks, computers, and iPads. Teaching using surveys. Surveys can be used in all subjects in school. That's what makes it really neat. Adding technology can make any everyday task in the classroom more enjoyable to students. It's a great way to mix up your routine in the classroom. Being able to use technology to assess knowledge and understanding. And I just thought that this was a really cool quote about technology and learning. We need technology in every classroom and in every student and teacher's hand because it is the pen and paper of our time, and it is the lens through which we experience much of our world. And here I have my bibliography page with all of my resources I used for my major presentation. And then here is my reflective paper. Hope you all learned something about survey technology, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks.